आज हम देखेंगे डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का पार्ट 1। ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। द पॉइंट वेयर मूवमेंट अकर्ड विच ट्रिगर्ड द अर्थक्वेक इज विच इज एपी सेंटर। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, द हाइट ऑफ सुनामी वेव डिपेंड्स अपॉन विच डिपेंड ऑफ लोकल टोपोग्राफी। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, an equivalent static method, the sag value is decided corresponding to fundamental time period of the building uses, which is the design response spectrum. Intensity of the earthquake can be measured by, which is measured by Richter scale. Earthquake of 7.0 magnitude can be severe damage. ठीक है, which is A option is correct. Next, a type of seismic surface wave having horizontal motion that a transverse or a perpendicular to the direction of wave is travel, which is a S curve. Natural disaster is a avalanches. Next question देखते हैं. Which of the following is a natural earthquake source, which is the microsims? At a recording station, a difference in time of arrival between P wave and S wave was observed to be 1.5 seconds. What is the approximate distance from the station at which the event occurred? Assume P wave's velocity as 4 km per second and S wave velocity is 2 km per second. तो आपको पता है टाइम टेकन बाय पी एक्स बाई 4 और टाइम टेकन बाय एस एक्स बाई 2। ठीक है, तो एस वेब इक्वल टू डिफरेंस टाइम पी और एस का एक्स बाई 2 माइनस एक्स बाई 4, जो कि 1.5 दे रखा है आपको। ठीक है, यहाँ से आपको 6 किलोमीटर पता चल जाएगा डिस्टेंस, हेंस सी ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट। The size and shape of the earth core can be measured by information from the P-wave shadow zone. The design horizontal seismic coefficient and for structural shall be determined by using the formula of ZI by 2R into SA by G. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Which of the following is a measure of the intensity of earthquake at the specific location? पता है मोमेंट मैग्नीट्यूड. ठीक है, सॉरी मर्क्वाल स्केल्स. ठीक है, P wave occurred due to earthquake can travel through both liquid and solid. Tectonic plates slide over, which slide over lithosphere. A location where the earthquake originates is termed as hypocenter. In the context of the seismic mass precipitation factor, what does the higher value indicate? Which is more mass is excited by the mode of vibration. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. द पॉइंट ऑफ origin of earthquake under the earth's surface is called, which is called epicenter. The solid crust of the earth is termed as, which is a lithosphere. एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट देखते हैं. गाइडिंग प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट प्रेजेंटली अडॉप्ट बाय वर्ल्ड इज सेंडई फ्रेमवर्क. द डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट वाज enacted in 2005, reduce the vulnerability of people, capability, and migration measure. The risk of a disaster can be completely eliminated by prevention. Disaster risk decreases with increase in capacity. The degree of risk depend upon magnitude of hazard, exposure of human activity to hazard, capacity of community, locality exposure. Technology Technological hazard emerge from technological condition, industrial condition. Said to the true regarding hazard and disaster. A disaster is always hazard, but a hazard may or may not be disaster. The point on the Earth's surface directly allow the point where an earthquake originates is called, which is called focus. Under which zone the design of seismic condition is not mandatory for moving construction, hence which is a zone 1 and 2. Match the following. तो आपको पता है केदारनाथ लैंडस्लाइड जो कि हुआ था 2013 में. ठीक है, और गुवाहाटी लैंडस्लाइड जो कि हुआ था 1948 में. दार्जिलिंग लैंडस्लाइड जो हुआ था 1968 में. और मालपा लैंडस्लाइड हुआ था 1998. है इज करेक्ट. Statement, those area where annual occurrence of flood is approximately 1% in called as high risk area. Low risk area are those where annual tolerance of flood is approximately 25. तो दोनों स्टेटमेंट ट्रू है, बट आयोग ने कोई सा नहीं दिया. The major carbon sinks are exosphere, lithosphere, biosphere, atmosphere. तो आपको पता है lithosphere, biosphere and atmosphere, hence BCD. BCD आपका बी हो जाएगा. ठीक है आपका. नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. Arrange the step-by-step preventive safety measure during an earthquake, which is a statement. Cover your head to prevent being hit by falling object. Stay inside. Drop under furniture such as table or bed. Anti-solid furniture. Hold on to the object that can are under to that you remain covered. Hence, B is correct. Given below the two statement, one is the labeled as assertion and other is the labeled as reasoning. Assertion: the place of origin of earthquake below the surface is called focus. The point on the surface vertically above the focus is called epicenter of the earthquake. Hence, both statements are correct and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Given below the two statement, one is level and assertion. Assertion: landslides occur mainly due to the unstable slope. Reason: slope stabilization technique can mitigate landslide. Hence, both statement is correct. A reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Assertion: the oil pollution mainly occurs owing to the shipping industry by tanker accident. Reason: the oil pollution can be easily monitored by satellite imagery than the only techniques. Hence, both statements are correct but not as a correct explanation of assertion. The process of converting kinetic energy into potential energy as a tsunami wave strike the coast is called, which is a in undulance. What is the primary cause of flood, which is a heavy rainfall? Which of the following gas is a primary contributor to global warming, which is carbon dioxide? Which of the following earthquake wave arise fast during earthquake, which is a P wave? The amplitude of tsunami wave is mid-sea, which is around 15 meters. Tsunami warning system is deployed in which of the following sea ocean in India, which is the Indian Ocean? The temporary rise in sea level along the shore due to tsunami is called, which is a run-up. Which of the following is a not a seismic wave, which is a swell? When a passenger ship is navigating in the middle of the sea and if tsunami strike, the passenger will not feel that tsunami was originated because of the fall, because smaller wavelength of the wave. Which of the following do not favor the cyclone formation? High wind, shear. Which heavy metal pollution cause Minamata disease, which is due to mercury? By the end of the century, IPCC predicts that sea level may rise up to 0.29 to 1.1 meter. Which part of geological epoch ice age is referred, which is a Pleistocene? As per IMD, cyclone is called super cyclone if the wind exceeds above to 220 km per hour. Acid rain occurs when SO2 combines with moisture vapor. Rain bear clouds are, which is a cumulonimbus. Ozone layer is located at height of uh, 20 to 40 किलोमीटर. ठीक है 20 to 50 है. ठीक है 20 to 50 किलोमीटर. Which of the following statement is true for the temperature variation with altitude in the earth atmosphere? Temperature increase in stratosphere and decrease in mesosphere. Given below are two statements. Statement: all hazardous are disaster, all disaster are hazardous. Hence, first statement is wrong, second is true, which is a which is a D option. ठीक है नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. देखते हैं आपका मैच द फॉलोइंग. ठीक है तो अर्थ क्यूब क्या होता है आपका? फ्लडिंग earthquake आपका fault, landslide, flooding, ये improper drainage, और लैंडस्लाइड आपका अनस्टेबल स्लोप और हेंस ए का डी, ए का मतलब थर्ड आंसर इज करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट, which hazard is forecasted by ocean bottom seismography, which is the earthquake? In which of the following hazard the warning system bios are used, which is tsunami? Which of the following is responsible for ocean acidification, which is CO2? Disaster is fundamentally a social contrast with some physical event or a combination of two, is defined by which a currently the, the devastating 2004 Great Sumatra and Andaman earthquake was due to which a thrust fault, and Mar and Nicobar Island fall under seismic, which is a fifth. Coral bleaching is an indicator of which is a indicator of global warming. Next, tsunamis are which is a gravity wave. Which types of disaster is avalanche, which is the hydrogeological? Match the following. Flood आपका आता है प्लेन ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश. अर्थक्वेक विच इज हिमालयन जोन. ड्राफ्ट सूखा आपका वेस्ट सेंट्रल जोन. सुनामी साउथर्न कोस्टल एरिया ऑफ इंडिया. हेंस ए का टू, वन का बी का थर्ड, फोर्थ हेंस ए इज करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट, which out of the following does not lead to flooding, which is a biological disaster? मैं the following, ठीक है देखते हैं. Flood, which is a plain of Uttar Pradesh. Earthquake, foothills of Himalaya. Drought, which is comes in central east, or cyclone. 2, and B is correct. 3, 1, 4, 2. During an earthquake, which waves are generated, which is a PSL? Polymer index is associated with which of the following natural disaster, which is drought? At which of the contest of effect of global warming match, which is bushfire, which is Antarctica, locust soaring, which is the Australia USA heat wave, which is Africa Middle East, and permafrost metal Arctic. Hence A is correct option. Which earthquake measuring scale is based on the Earth's rigidity and the amount and area of slip on the fault, which is a moment magnitude scale? Which of the following is not a cause for lahar or debris mud flow on the slope of volcanoes, which is a human disturbance? Which of the following statement is not true with reference to measurement of statement? The Mercalli scale measures the intensity of earthquake on level ranging from 1 to 9. The Richard scale assigns a numerical values to identify energy released during an earthquake. The movement and magnitude scale used to determine the size of earthquake. Hence, B2 and third statement is correct. Which of the following pair of disaster and its types of correct? Earthquake, geological disaster, ozone depletion, water related natural disaster? गलत है सी तो है. Only one is correct. Which of the following pair of natural hazard event parameter is correct? Earthquake energy release, landslide, volume of the material discussed, and both statement is correct. Which of the following is an example of natural disaster? Biological weapon, plant and animals are in a locust attack on field. Hence only 2 and third statement is correct. Which of the following is an anthropogenic factor of causing flood, which is a siltation? Which of the following statement true for tropical cyclone? Tropical cyclones are characterized by the destructive wind and storm surge. Topographical cycles move clockwise in the northern hemisphere. Hence, only one is correct. In the context of occurrence of earthquake, which of the following region is situated in the convergent boundary zone, which is the Himalayan region. Which of the following natural disaster can be placed under the atmospheric disaster category, which is thunderstorm? Which of the following disaster is characterized by strong wind, exceptional rain, and storm surge, which is cyclone? Which of the following statement is not true for the eye wall in the cyclone, which is the eye walls in the outer edge of the storm system where winds are weakest? Which of the following statement is true? The epicenter of the point or surface directly above the focus. The term eye is associated with which of the following natural disaster, which is cyclone? What is the name of the scale used to measure the intensity of cyclone, which is a Saphir siphon scale? Assertion anticyclonic conditions are formed in winter season when atmospheric pressure is high and air temperature is low. Region water winter rainfall in northern India causes development of anticyclonic condition with low temperature. Hence, assertion true, but reason is false. Hazards and vulnerability profile India use the flexible pipes in building in mandatory to make pipe fitting free of earthquake damage due to breaking, twisting, bending. Map of India is divided into seismic, which is a four parts. Seismic zone. The earthquake which occurs deep inside Earth around 600 kilometer depth, which is known as plutonic earthquake. Consider the following below statement with respect to seismic wave. S wave does not pass through a fluid. P wave pass through fluid. Hence, one statement is wrong. Both statement is true. Next, take them. During the earthquake, which wave reached first on the seismograph, which is a P waves. City of Ahmedabad lies in which earthquake zone, which is a third zone. Magnitude of earthquake is indicating energy release in the earthquake. Which of the following code provision criteria for earthquake resistant design of structure, which is SP 1893 2002? In 1893 2002 is related to earthquake. In the viscous damp, pre-vibration damping force is proportional to velocity. The masonry building can be made earthquake resistant by the providing corner steel, by providing lintel band, providing plinth band, hence all of the above. In case of earthquake resistant design, damage is allowed but collapse is not allowed. Base isolation strategy is used in building for reducing wear due to lateral loads. Seismic basic isolation involves increasing the dash of the structure, resulting the lower vibration frequency compared to those of the fixed base structure and soil at the location in its natural time period. The amplitude of ground motion during the earthquake depends upon on the effect of propagation both and the sediments near the ground surface. Which structure will perform better during earthquake is static indeterminate. The amount of energy released during the earthquake of Richard magnitude 5 is approximate dash time that of earthquake Richard magnitude 3. So M1 5, M2 5, 3. E1 upon E2 equal to 10 to power minus 10 to power 3 by 2 M1 minus M2. इस तरीके से E1 equal to 1000 टाइम E2 and C option. Next question देखते हैं. When the hanging wall moves down relative to the footwall, the fault is called as, which is a normal fault. Which of the following is not a key features of earthquake resistant masonry construction? Use the slender walls and high aspect ratio. Which of the following is the fastest seismic wave, which is parallel wave? What instrument is used to measure and record earthquake ground motion, which is seismography? What is the primary goal of the base isolation in earthquake resistant design, which is to decrease the transmission of ground motion to the building? Match the following. Intensity of earthquake on Richard scale zone 5 is, which is S9, which is greater than 9. Statement seismic design primarily use the same modest number of fundamental structure element as a non-seismic design project to construct fortificate structure system. B structures are often intended to withstand an strongest earthquake of a given probability that is anticipated of occur at their site according to building rulers, which is both statement is correct. Seismic damper absorb destructive energy, protecting the building from sustaining it. Generally, the larger the damper diameter, more force it can be handled, and both statement is true. P wave are also called compression wave. Reading about the following effects of earthquake on building. Earthquake is the most dangerous natural phenomena that generates sizable destruction in structure. It is reported that two sources of mistakes which could seriously endanger structure are ignoring the way on earthquake affects building and shoddy construction practice. Hence, neither A nor B is correct. Creating a flexible foundation for a building could help it stay standing during an earthquake. One option of built structure on top pad that separate the building from the ground. Hence, both statement is correct A and B. The number of seismic zone in which the country is divided are which is a 5. Run of Kutch lies in the seismic zone number which is a zone 5. Pure base isolation techniques for structure comes under which is passive control. Match the following: nuclear disaster, इंडस्ट्रियल डिजास्टर, केमिकल डिजास्टर, ठीक है, और बायोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर का 1, न्यूक्लियर डिजास्टर आपका, केमिकल डिजास्टर, भोपाल डिजास्टर, न्यूक्लियर डिजास्टर और इंडस्ट्रियल सीवियर डिजास्टर. हैंस 4 बी, हैंस सी बी 2 1 और फिर थर्ड. ठीक है, सही है. अगला देखते हैं. मैं तो फॉलो जियोग्राफिकल हजार्ड, मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिवाइड, क्लाइमेटिकल हजार्ड, बायोलॉजिकल हजार्ड. ठीक है, बायोलॉजिकल एपिडेमिक्स और क्लाइमेटिकल ड्राफ्ट, मेट्रोलॉजिकल साइक्लोन, जियोग्राफिकल लैंडस्लाइड. ठीक है, हेंस करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज डी. स्टेटमेंट 1, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल, radiological and nuclear disaster are rare and unlikely to occur. Statement: a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear disaster have serious impact of human health and environment. Hence, statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. The region of ecosystem vulnerability are deforestation, urbanization, climate change, pollution. Hence, all option is correct. Assertion: the coastal erosion is severe in Kerala and is more than any other state region. The coastal prevented by structural measures such as sea wall, tripod, and caron etc. Hence, answer is the both statement is correct, but is not explanation. What is the impact of over exploitation of land use? Which is A and C both are correct. Increase soil erosion, decrease agriculture production. Which of the following is not a type of vulnerability assessment approach, which is social approach? The basic purpose of implementing building code is in land use planning, which is to ensure building are construction in a way that reduce their vulnerability to natural disaster. What is the primary goal of land use zoning? Hence, to provide development in all areas and to prevent development in certain areas. A and B are both are correct. Which of the following ecosystem is most vulnerable to over-exploitation? Hence, tropical forest and coral reef both are correct. Which of the following is known as the hotspot of landslide in India? ठीक है, तो Himalayan region are particularly state like Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim are considered hotspot for landslide in India. Factor contribute landslide in Himalaya: steep slope, heavy rainfall, deforestation, seismic activity, human activity. How much land surface in India is vulnerable to moderate and high intensity earthquake risk? 50%. Which gas leaked during 1984 Bhopal gas? Methyl isocyanate. B option is correct. Which of the following is not an indirect health impact of flood, which is loss of access to health care? Faulting is a which is a brittle mechanism. The only volcanic island of India which is barren. Assertion risk equal to hazard into vulnerability divided by capacity. Region capacity of community determine the risk and inverse activity. And both are statement correct, and region is the correct explanation of assertion. Where is the tsunami warning center of India located, which is Hyderabad? Which of the seismic wave do not cause damage of building? P wave. Which of the following is given to protect CBRN hazard, which is IPE? IP individual perspective equipment, which is not a greenhouse gas, which is a hydrogen. The interval between exposure is an CBRN agent and first signs and symptoms of the illness of disease is which is a lateness. ठीक, next question देखते हैं. So, which is the not a part of tsunami affected area, which is none of the above. Which of the following is not a geological hazard, which is a mine fire? East Western cyclonic disturbance are brought in the India by which of the following jet stream? The westerly jet stream. The extremely severe cyclonic storm named Tuktei, which was in news in May 2022, had a maximum sustained speed of 160 to 170 km/h. In case of the Bay of Bengal cyclone, mostly developed during the month of October and November. Which of the following statement is correct with respect to mitigation and prevention? Mitigation means to reduce the seriousity of a human and material damage caused by the disaster. Prevention is ensure that human action or natural phenomena do not result in the disaster or emergency. And both options 1 and 2 are correct. A certain Koyna region in Maharashtra is likely to be most affected from the earthquake. Region Koyna Dam is situated in Old Rift Valley, which can be more active with the change in water level in Koyna Dam, which hence both statements are correct. R is the correct explanation of assertion. Which of the following state is highly burn in cyclone, which is Odisha? Which of the following is only active volcano in India, which is the barren island? Why cyclones occur more in coastal areas of Bay of Bengal? Due to extreme heat in Bay of Bengal. The northwestern region of Indian subcontinent is susceptible to earthquake activity because of which plate tectonic activity. Which of the following region of India comes under general probability of earthquake, which is a southeast Rajasthan? Which one of the following statements are true for floods in India? Tamil Nadu receive flood in winter month. Floods are initiate cascading effect. Humans do not have any role in creating or spreading flood. Hence, correct statement is 1 and 2. Which of the following statements are correct about the tropical cyclone in India? With the increase in distance from the sea, the force of cyclone increase in India. The force of cyclone decrease with increase in distance from Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. Coastal area often struck by the severe cyclone. Hence, only statement 2 is correct. In India, zone dash in the earthquake is the most active seismic zone and zone the most least active. Hence, 5 zone 5 is a most active and zone 2 is the least active seismic zone. ठीक है. The permanent reduction of the risk of disaster is which is a mitigation. The amount of energy released during the earthquake of the Richard magnitude 5 is the approximately time that earthquake Richard magnitude is 3, which is अभी अपने solve किया 1000 के करीब आता है. ठीक है. Which one of the construction technique give the more stability of building during earthquake, which is a steeping foundation? Decoupling of the superstructure from the substructure resting on the shaking ground is called which is a base isolation. Which one of the following example of non-structural mitigation measure the disaster risk reduction? Building sea wall, retrofitting building, risk reduction policy, land use management. Hence, C and D is correct. Which of the following sustainable development goal focus on disaster risk reduction? Goal 1 to goal 13, goal 11, goal 8. Hence, C A B C is correct. Statement 1: disaster risk reduction is only effective if it is integrated into broad development planning. Statement 2: disaster risk reduction solely focus on physical and environmental aspect of disaster. Hence, statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. Which is the fundamental purpose of integrating risk reduction into development planning? To build resilience and reduce vulnerability to hazard over long term. Which of the following is application of GIS in disaster risk reduction? Hazard Johnson. What is risk? The potential harm of loss resulting from an event. Amount of data to risk during disaster recovery is called RPO. International Disaster Risk Reduction is celebrated on 13 October. International Strategy for Disaster Risk Reduction of 2015-2030 Framework of Action in which is Sendai Framework for Action. Which disaster model is best for effective disaster risk reduction? Which is a disaster release. During the disaster, tests should done on the emergency basis, rescue and relief operation. What is the argued that development program enhance disaster risk? One of the way to disaster this is mainstreaming disaster risk reduction strategy. The United States Office of Disaster Risk Reduction is located in Geneva. Where did the third UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction take place? Which is in Japan. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. The conference at which place adopt the Sendai Declaration and Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2030, which is Japan. Which of the following statement is true in the context of disaster management? International Day of Natural Disaster Reduction or celebrated to 16 October. International Day of Disaster Risk Reduction was started in year 1989, which is only C is correct. अब हम आगे का पार्ट 2 में कवर करेंगे. ठीक है, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द चैनल.